Uh, Major antitrust lawsuits to break up Facebook. 48 states and districts accusing Facebook of abusing its power to crush smaller competitors. This was not surprising to Facebook or to anybody. The Federal Trade Commission asking a court to force Facebook to sell off Instagram and WhatsApp, saying Facebook acquired them illegally. Adam Rizzieri is a chief marketing officer with agency Partner Interactive. He helps dozens of companies incorporate Facebook into their marketing strategies. Adam's on the CenterPoint Energy Home Service Plus hotline. Adam, good morning. Good to catch up with you. How are you?
Cory, doing great. Great to be with you again.
So, okay, I want to start here just with the question is, could Facebook actually really be broken up? And then what happens?
Can you disassemble Mr. Potato Head? Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy what's going on here, but I think you just kind of hit it on the head. It's kind of been coming for a while, right? We've sort of been seeing this coming our way. Facebook has basically been acquiring a lot of businesses that, in their crystal ball, if it looks like this company might compete with them, they're going to either buy you or they're going to bury you. So I think, can this happen in such a way that doesn't harm consumers? I don't know, but if this does happen, yeah, they can break apart Instagram, they can break apart WhatsApp, they can make Facebook kind of be its own separate entity. It's definitely a possible scenario such that, you could kind of break apart the pieces that kind of come together to create Facebook as an empire without hurting consumers. Yeah, I think it's possible. How likely is it, though? Man, they have some really, really high-powered attorneys. They have a lot of brain power and a lot of financing behind them. So, they're going to make this thing be a really, really exhaustive legal fight. My guess is that they're going to find a way to argue in such a way that allows them to keep the components to Mr. Potato Head intact. But they're going to have to change the way they compete. The buy or bury kind of tactics that they employ when it comes to competition. It's raised a lot of eyebrows. And frankly, Facebook, when they bought Instagram, when they bought WhatsApp, those were sales that were approved by the government, right?
Yeah.
Now, and so they did get approval. They did go through the processes the right way. But when they took those platforms, when they took over those platforms, kind of the way they've used the user data within those has been really just kind of, it's made it very hard for other competing concepts to compete. Look back to 2013, this app called Vine. It was a cool video sharing app.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys remember Vine, but Facebook buried Vine, and so that's just kind of an example of the way they've stifled competition. If you have a cool app that really should or could integrate with Facebook, they could just choose to cut you off and not let you access their users, right? So Facebook as an empire, we're talking about 2 billion users between WhatsApp and Instagram in the U.S. That's 190 million users right there. So it's a ton of people. And, if you're an up-and-coming social app or an up-and-coming cool idea that exists on a mobile device, if Facebook chooses to play ball with you, that could be a really cool entry point for your business. It could help you grow quite a bit. But if they just decide they don't like you, good luck, right?
Right. Yeah. Adam Rizzieri here. And so, okay. Now, I'm not sticking up for Facebook and saying, okay, you know what, I get because there's a lot of problems there, and we've seen that for 4 or 5 years now with misinformation. Even we've seen it with election stuff. We've seen it with there's a lot of issues here. Okay, but let me point this out to you too, and get your thoughts. All right. At what point does it become, okay, well, now you're too powerful? And I guess that's the slippery slope here, right? Like the goal of every company is to, well, I want to win. I want to beat my competition. I want to make sure that, they don't exist or that people don't go there. They go to us. So who decides that, when you've won, okay, well, now you're too powerful, which, by the way, I think Facebook is incredibly powerful.
Oh my gosh, they're so powerful. And frankly, they were doing okay from a visibility perspective. Nobody really took note of what was going on with Facebook until the 2016 election and their involvement with Cambridge Analytica, right? That raised a lot of eyebrows. Now, when it comes to deciding, are you guys too powerful or are you not? Really, thankfully we live in the U.S., right? It's a decision that comes from we the people, and we're looking at an incredibly bipartisan effort. Over 48 states attorney general saying, "Man, I think you guys are too powerful." So this is kind of a huge effort that's coming, I think, from the American public. We're recognizing just kind of what's become of this beautiful evolution of business, right? They've evolved from being a small company that was founded in just a little college dorm room to now being this global empire that controls conversations and really has become so powerful that they can influence the dialogue of a nation, right? I mean, looking outside of the United States specifically, Facebook was used in Myanmar to actually legitimize a genocide, which is just unimaginable. And it's not what a social platform should be used for, but it was literally weaponized. And so, looking at the U.S. now specifically, people are taking note of the fact that you can weaponize information to pursue a specific political end. And that's a really dangerous thing, right? So when the beast gets out of control like that, you got to kind of reel them in. And that's really what we're seeing here with Facebook.
Yeah. Adam, I got about 40 seconds here, but you work with a lot of businesses. And look, I know that small businesses in particular, they need Facebook, right? They need Facebook. They need that, okay, I can get this type of exposure. I can reach this many people, but there are certain things that Facebook will do to shut that off and close that door. Oh, you're going to put a link up. Oh, I'm not going to show it to anybody. Oh, you're going to, or you're going to have to pay for it. So I guess, and sorry, it is about 30 seconds with you. Do your clients, do they feel like almost pressure, like we have to use Facebook?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. Facebook controls the cards. When they have the users, ultimately as a business, as a digital marketer, you have to kind of put your position in front of the users, right? So I think a lot of companies are forced to use Google. They're forced to use Facebook. They need more options because Facebook controls the cost data. It controls what's permissible, what's not. And really leading up to the election, there were a lot of businesses that were cut off from advertising that were cut off in a very unfair way. Facebook will just make blanket decisions, and they'll use AI to make certain decisions as well. Sometimes they're relevant decisions, sometimes they're not. But as a small business right now, Facebook offers a lot of tools from a marketing perspective that are very valuable. But we need more options, and small businesses need more options because when a company like that gets out of control, there's really just not much you can do when you need to find other options or control the cost variables that are in play.
Yeah. Adam, appreciate you so much. Great conversation.
Cory, thank you, sir.
He's Adam Rizzieri, Chief Marketing Officer with Agency Partner Interactive, helps dozens of companies incorporate Facebook into their marketing strategies.